Yeah, right there. I'm gonna have her all the way over here so that there's plenty of room for her to turn away. And now I'm just gonna anchor the sheet. So Bonsi, I'm gonna get you lots of pillows. We're gonna set you up really comfy, but to start, can you turn so that you're facing this way?
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Bonsi. Good. And then to make sure she's in place, what I like to do is, yeah, she's pretty close to the edge, but I can see most people are gonna be in this like fetal position angle, and I wanna bring them out of that a little bit. So Bonsi, keep your hips where they are,
Okay.
and then can you bring your upper body back until you feel my arm? Yeah, good. Does that feel okay?
Yes.
Okay, I'll be right back. I'm gonna get
Okay.
you some cozy pillows. So this kind of huh? Yeah, it's really sweet. I worked on my best friend in side lying when I was in school, and I set him up, and I was like, "How do you feel?" And he was like, "I feel so loved." So this is a nice option. This like flat surface for her to put her leg up on is like really nice bolster to have. Those sort of flat hard yoga bolsters work really well here also. But we're just gonna use pillows because they're a little more ready. So I'm gonna put this under the fitted sheet, and then keep your leg where it's at for now. I'm gonna bring this up pretty high because I want her to have a nice 90-degree angle. Okay, I'm gonna hold the sheet now. Bend this knee and bring it on top of the pillow, and then bring the ankle on as well. How does that feel?
Low.
A little too low,
Yes.
like you want more height. So I'm gonna get another pillow, or since I have it, I'm gonna give her this. Try to just be limp, and I'm just gonna shove this underneath the pillow, okay? How's that? Too high?
No.
Nice.
It's like I'm sinking in the pillow.
You like it?
Yeah.
Okay, and then I'm gonna make sure this is toward her. I'm gonna make sure this is like really against her belly and her lower leg, okay? So the bottom leg is straight, upper leg is bent. And I really wanna make sure that the ankle is supported. It's really easy to let this flop off and just like hang off the side. So I'm gonna make sure that her ankle's supported. And then I'm gonna give her a pillow, a hug pillow. Bonsi, I'm gonna put this under the sheet, and then you can hug this to your chest. And this is essential. You must give your client a hug pillow. You just must, for the top arm. It's also really helpful for draping because they have the pillow against their chest, which just like creates more coverage there. How's that feel, Bonsi?
Cozy.
Cozy?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then some people, you also have the option of putting the face cradle under your client's head. I think Bonsi's neck looks perfect here, but you know, some pillows are gonna be a little flat or a little high, so you might need to fix that as well. Look at that. It's so cozy. Hips nice and square. Okay, and now for addressing the arm, I'll show you what I like to do here. Bonsi, I'm gonna untuck your pillow, and then here's the edge of this sheet. Can you lift your head? And then I'm gonna put this under your ear, and then you can lay back down. Great, thank you. Okay, so now I've got a little extra support there. I just have to talk her through this. I've gotten so good at like really suave, nonverbal leg drapes and arm drapes. In side lying and with all of these body cushions and things, it's just gonna be a little more like fussy and working together, and that's okay. So don't be afraid to talk to your client. It's gonna be so much more awkward if you're like, I don't know what I'm doing, and you don't, yeah, just tell them what you're trying to do so they can help you, okay? So Bonsi, I am going to have you take this top arm out from under the sheet and then like pin it. Yeah, exactly. Thank you. You know, that would be really hard for me to like do without just telling her what I'm trying to do. So now her arm is pinning the sheet down. This is pinned by her head so that there's no gap at her chest. And now I have like really beautiful access to her arm. I can do just like we did in prone, just working on the part of the arm that's exposed and available to me, like really simple effleurage petrissage. A way that I really like to work on the shoulder and the arm is to sort of like bump my outside hip against her body and scoop this arm up like this so that I can move her arm like this. This is a really nice way to like mobilize the shoulder and work in the pecs like I did face down with Jack, but now she's in side lying and I can hook the tissue inferior to the clavicle and drag it out toward the acromion process. Yeah? I can also use this to like retract or protract the scapula and hook my fingers underneath the medial border of the scapula. Bring the scapula forward to work on it. I can be pretty creative with working with the shoulder here. For the arm, distal from the shoulder, I think my best access is working the extensors here. It's just laid out on a platter for me to work on the extensors just like I do in supine. Pretty simple, right? And this is why I say with these special positions, you just have different access. I can't do the same like pin and stretch with the biceps like I can in supine. It's just a little different. But I have excellent access to the shoulder, to the side of the neck. Just like with Jack and prone, it's really hard for her to guard while I work on her neck here. So this is a really nice place for me to work on the lateral scalenes and the SEM. Got really, really nice access to the neck here. Okay. And now for the back, I've already got her where I want her, like this is pinned under the armpit pretty nicely. So for her back drape, I'm going to start with this like triangle fold. I'm gonna rest one hand here and fold it back. Over here, yeah. So now I have this triangle fold. I have most of her back exposed. I've got a nice anchor at the armpit, and then I'm just gonna kind of zhuzh to get a full square, okay? So I need to zhuzh this up and make sure this is resting on top of her hip. If it's too low, it'll continue to fall. So it needs to be like really on top of the side of the hip, and then I can anchor this in place here. And this is where a blanket or like a towel really comes in handy to help anchor your sheet in place. Okay? So if I have a blanket, it's out of the way, but then I can put it back right on top to hold my sheet in place, okay? And I don't have any lotion on my hands. I'll be right back. Let's see, where did I put the lotion? I know I had some. Oh, that's fine. Thanks, Danny. I don't have any advice for you to make this not feel awkward, except for to just do it. Just do it and have an uncomfortable side lying massage. I also find it really useful to get the feedback from your client that they're so cozy here and they're so happy to be in this position, which makes it a little easier for me to be like, okay, I can mess around with my body mechanics and do massage because they're so comfy. Like I'm not in a hurry to get Bonsi out of this position, you know? She's cozy. She's like a baby right now. So all I'm doing, my body mechanics here look pretty much the same as my standard effleurage, but it's also super, super different because I'm going this way instead of down into the table. But I'm still trying to keep my chest really open. I'm still trying to move with my legs. And I'm still really clear with my direction, the direction of tissue movement. So what I'll do with I think it's a really good idea to just practice your sequences, but modify them for this different position. Here's me petrissaging. Here's me petrissaging the perimeter. Oh, excellent access to the lats here. I can do a pin and stretch through the lats by bringing her arm up over her head this way. And then this is where I would save her turning to the other side to petrissage this end. But I can do a really nice erector fist friction. I'm compressing into her body and then stretching toward her feet. As long as my intention is really clear, I can practice modifying my body to make that intention happen. Like, okay, tissue, I'm trying to move you in a specific direction. I'm not just trying to like do, I don't know. Trying to move this tissue in a specific direction so my body gets on board with making that happen. I just have some weird rotation in my shoulders to compensate for, which I just need to practice to get comfortable with.
I see you leaning up on the table. That's fine to do.
I think I do it a lot.
Okay.
I'm not leaning on the table like this, but I am not like, oh, there's the table, I gotta keep my hips away, because then I'm gonna really contort my body mechanics into some weird places if I'm trying to not touch the table. I try to make it so that the sides of my body touch the table, and I'm not just like groin on table, groin on body, you know? Okay, I think I wanna get us on tables. I said I would show some stuff with the foot in this position, right? I'll do that, I'll do a little bit of whatever.
It's okay.
It's fine.
Low priority.
It's low priority. Any other priorities that I need to show before we go back into practice? Before dinner, we did some really specific technique practice. For this exchange, I want you to play with the arm. I'll give you like 10 minutes to play with the arm, and then we'll go into side lying. And I would love to have this time to practice being in side lying in class again. Okay? So I'm not gonna talk you through side lying. You don't have to do it in any specific order, but we're gonna get our clients in side lying with pillows. You are also welcome to use body cushions. We're gonna probably need to use a combination of both to accommodate everyone in the class.
Yeah, I brought some that I checked out too. So.
Awesome, thank you. And we'll just go through back, arms, leg. At this point, just like we did with the first one, I'm less attached to you getting like really specific